So hey guys, let me hope you're doing great. It's Vian here. So it has been a while, me without posting any video. Yeah, it's just because I was kind of busy. Yeah. So, but I'm back. All right, and today we are back with a different video. Actually, it's all about color grading, and the best part uh, is that I'm going to provide a LUT that I'm going to use in this video. So just stick around to grab it actually. All right. So I have this footage that was shot. I do remember it was shot by me. Yeah, by me. Yeah. So there is a production house that I used to work with. It was called Ancho Entertainment. Actually, and in those days, I do remember I was still learning. Yeah, don't judge me. Yeah, I was still learning. All right. So shout out to Ancho Entertainment. So I found this clip that was uploaded, yeah, on YouTube, and the good chance or the best part that I found there was a still raw part that I found. Yeah, so and this was it. All right, so let me first zoom in a bit. So I made some few changes in it, and this is what I managed to get. This. So let me show you. All right, you're going to see. Wait. So this is what I managed to get. All right, you see the changes that I made in the shot. The changes, actually the shot is really good. All right, so I'm going to show you from how I changed this clip from looking the way you saw it to looking something like this. All right, I think we should start. All right, so what I'm going to do, I'm not going to delete this, but I'm going to put them aside. I'm going to put them aside. Yep, I'm going to put them aside. So we remain with this. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to look for, sorry, let me first mute this. I'm going to look for sweet spot that I can use to grade this. No, let me look for something else, something sweet. All right, as we are looking, I think this spot is really okay. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to create an adjustment layer. So for me, I'm not going to create a new one because I have one that is already created. So I'm going to put it here and I adjust it to fit my clip. So, and the next part, what I'm going to do, I'm going to duplicate it 2 times. All right, and right now I'm having 2 adjustment layers. So this first adjustment layer, I'm going to use it to import in my light. Yes, that's all for it. So that what I'm going to do, let's just do that. I'm going to browse for the LUT that I'm going to use. So, and the best part here, shout out to Kobe Shots. Yes, I got this LUT that I use from Kobe Shots. Yes, you see, just a simple magic. So shout out to Kobe Shots. Thank you for the great job that you're doing. All right. So what I'm going to do next here, after me importing my LUT, I'm going to close this creative tab. So I'm going to head over to the next adjustment layer that I created. So with this adjustment layer that I created, it's the adjustment layer that I'm going to use to create all the looks that I'm going for. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to open up this basic correction. So I'm going to make some few corrections in this clip, and after we head over to the next thing. All right, what I'm going to do here, I'm going to add in some a bit of contrast to the shot, small contrast. And what I'm going to do here, I'm going to decrease on the highlights. All right, and next here what I'm going to do is to decrease on the white, and what I'm going to do here, I'm going to increase the shadows. The reason as to why I'm increasing the shadows is just that I want to keep my shot bright, but at the same time having enough contrast, you know. So what I'm going to do, when I increase the shadows, but I'm going to reduce on the blacks, you get. So far this is what we are having. So when you turn off this, you get to something like this, you get. All right, so what I'm going to do here, I'm going to keep on adjusting. Just take your time as you're adjusting. All right, so I'm going to keep on adjusting as I'm reducing the shadows and the blacks. Yes, all right, so far this is what I'm having. Yeah, just know we are far away from the look that we are going for. And what I'm going to do here, I'm going to come over to my temperature. So I'm going to put down my temperature to get the sweet spot for. All right, I think it's better. And I'm going to take down my saturation. The reason as to why I'm doing this, because I'm going to add in some, I'm going to add saturation at the end. So, and you can't add in saturation to the shot that is already saturated. So that's why I'm going to put down a bit of saturation. All right, and the next part here, what I'm going to do is after finishing up with the basic corrections, I'm going to head over to the creative tabs. So with the creative tabs, what I'm going to do here, I'm going to head over to these RGB curves. So with these RGB curves, I'm going to create 3 points, one for the mid-tones, highlights, and the black points, or the, how do we call it, how do we call them? All right, anyways, we shall do whatever I feel like. All right, so what I'm going to do here, I'm going to put down a bit of the black points to create more contrast, and after here create a bit of highlights in this shot. So I think when you turn off this, you can see the adjustments that we've made in the shot. What we are looking for here, we want to create more contrast in the shot, and at the same time having a bright shot, All right, so now we are going, after here we are going to head over to the best part, or the part that is really important in this clip. So when you look at our shot is kinda a bit warms. How do we call it? It has a bit of warms in it, and a bit of greens and yellows, in it. All right, and when you look at our grass, or these leaves that we're having at the back, they are not really natural, and we are looking for something that is natural, So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to head over to the hue versus hue. I'm going to select the color picker and I select a point here. When I select a point here, what I'm going to do here, I'm going to widen up this point and I bring back these. I'm going to slide these points towards the green tones. All right, so when you take a look at our clip, you start seeing some a bit of green points in it. So we add in we add the point here and we bring back this. All right, so just keep on adjusting as we are moving. All right, so when you take a look at our grass, you see now it's coming back to its normal look. All right, now guys, so now you've seen some magic here. So, and what we're going to do here, we are going to head over to the hue versus saturation. The hue versus saturation, when you take a look at our skin tones here, our skin tones are a bit greenish. No, they're a bit warmth and having some a bit of greens in it. So what we're going to do, we are going to first take down that warmer thing, so to keep the skin tones natural. And the thing here is, and after doing this, we are going to head over to, we are going to close the curves tab and we head over to the color wheels and matches, and here we are going to finalize with our look, or it's not finalizing, but we are going to adjusting our look. So what we are going to do, we are going to put down, we are going to add in some a bit of cooler tones in the shadows, and we reduce on the light in the shadows. All right, now you see. And what we are going to do here, we are going to add in some a bit of greenish in the highlights, and we put down a bit of the highlights. All right guys. So, and another thing we are going to do here, we are going to add in some a bit of warmth in the midtones. The reason as to why we are doing this, some of you may ask why we reduced the other warmth and now we are still adding the warmth in it. The reason as to why we are adding warmth, the reason as to why we reduced is that, as I told you, we are going to add in some a bit of warmth, some a bit of warm tones in the shot. So we couldn't add the warm tones when we have the warm tones, you get. Yeah, just know we had to reduce so that we can add in some bit of, we can add in the warms. All right, now you can see we are close to the look that we are going for. And here, what we are going to do, we are going to head over, we are going to close the color wheels and matches, and we are going to head over to the HSL secondary. So with this HSL secondary, it's going to help us to select or to separate our skin tones from the background. So what I'm going to do, when you look at our skin tones, they are a bit, they're having some a bit of yellowish and reds. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to select the reds, and after selecting the reds, I'm going to select the color /gray. All right, to see our selection. So when you take a look our selection is not really better, but we can still adjust it to get something that is really better. All right, so what I'm going to do here, I'm going to adjust slowly. All right, so that we can have a perfect selection. All right, when you take a look, I think I'm having something that is really better, and I'm going to come to the refine and I denoise this and I add in some bit of blur. All right, so, and after doing this, what I'm going to do here, I'm going to head over to, I'm going to turn off this color slash gray, and I head over to the corrections. What I'm going to do here, I'm going to add in some a bit of warm tones in the shot. As I told you, we reduce the other part so that we can add in the warm tones that we can really control. All right, and after here, I'm going to slide this towards the yellowish and the reds. All right, so when you take a look at the shot, now we are somewhere. All right, let me first save this. All right, you can see we are somewhere, and what I'm going to do here, I'm going to head over to the contrast and I add in some a bit of contrast, and I reduce some a bit of sharpness to get that soft skin tones. All right, so, and what I'm going to do here, I'm going to play with this saturation. So when you see, when I take down this saturation slider, you can see we are having some a bit of natural skin tones. And what I'm going to do here, I'm going to add in I'm going to reduce to something like 87. So when you take a look at our shot right now, we're having something that is well controlled. All right, so what I'm going to do here, I'm going to head over to, and I create another Lumetri color. So with this Lumetri color, it's going to help me to control my saturation. What I'm going to head over to the creative tabs. The reason as to why I'm not going to use this saturation to add in saturation is that it's not really good. It's good, you can add in something, but you can't add in something that you can really control. But when I use this vibrancy to add in the saturation that I need, you can see you don't add in much saturation, but you add in something that is really balanced. So when you take a look at our shot from before, when you take a look, this is what we had, and we added our LUT, and we also added in a bit of correction. With our correction, this is what we managed to get. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to head over to the vignette. This vignette is going to help us to add in a bit of depth in the shot. So I'm going to reduce and see the depth that we are going to get. All right, so when you take a look, that's a bit, so we are going to add in some a bit. All right, yeah. All right, guys, now you can see we're having some a bit of depth that is really nice. And what I'm going to do here, I've just seen something in our highlights. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to head over to the color wheels and matches. So when you take a look at our highlights, they're having some a bit of too much greenish. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take it towards the warmer tones. All right. All right. So when you take a look at our shadows, they are really nice. So all right guys, this is what we had. This is what we had, guys. Was our before, and this is when we added a lot, we got this. And when we added some few adjustments, we managed to get this. All right, so this is what we are having, guys. All right guys, thank you for sticking around. But the best part, or another thing, is shout out to Ancho Entertainment and Kobe Shoots. All right guys, let's meet in another video. See you guys, but don't forget to subscribe. All right guys, subscribe on my YouTube channel so that I can drop more videos. All right, see you guys. Yep.